I'm here in the ridiculously beautiful Alta Badia because I'm going to attempt an Everesting. And what is an Everesting, I hear some of you ask? Well, the concept is fiendishly simple. It basically involves picking a hill, any hill, let's face it, there's a lot of them around here, and riding up and down it continuously until you reach the cumulative elevation gain of Everest, which is 8,848 meters above sea level, or 29,028 feet. The concept of Everesting was devised by a chap called George Mallory. No, not that one, although they are related. This George Mallory is actually the grandson of George Mallory, who sadly died while trying to become the first person to summit Everest in 1924. And he was actually training for climbing Mount Everest himself, and as part of his training, he devised the idea of Everesting on a bike. So why take on a ridiculous challenge like Everesting? Well, when the original George Mallory was planning on climbing up Mount Everest, he was asked famously by a journalist at the time, why? And his simple reply was, because it's there. And the same kind of rings true to me, really. I think as cyclists, we're obsessed with riding up mountains and seeing what we're capable of. And you know, I really like to do that. I like to push myself to the limit and, you know, experience that. Which climb am I going to Everest? Well, the answer is the Passo Valparola, and it's over there. It's absolutely beautiful. It's 14 kilometers long with an average gradient of 5.8%, although this is sort of 4.5% in the bottom half and about 8% in the second half. So that's going to make things interesting. The elevation gain for one ascent of this climb is just under 800 meters, meaning I'm going to have to do 11.5 reps, let's say 12 reps, just to be sure. The main reason you need to be aware of now as to why I've chosen it is because there's a thing with Everesting, and that is, if you are the first person to successfully Everest a climb, then you get your name put in the Everesting Hall of Fame forever, and that can never be taken away. So if I'm successful, I will be on the Everesting Hall of Fame because no one has ever been up this climb doing an Everesting before. Now, I'll never be the first person to climb Mount Everest or walk on the moon or go on a date with Kate Upton, but I can be the first person to ride 12 ascents of the Passo Valporola in a row within a 24-hour period, and I mean, it's right up there. This challenge scares me. It's going to be further than I've ever ridden before, with more elevation than I've ever ridden before, and to be quite honest, I'm not sure that I can do it, but I kind of like that because it means that, you know, nothing worth achieving is easy, and if I do this, I will just feel elated. Got my kit ready for tomorrow, so there's quite a few important things. So I'm going to go through what I'm planning to use. The first thing is that the weather tomorrow is not looking the warmest. It could be around 5 degrees on the top, which is quite chilly, and also it's going to be quite chilly when we set off in the morning, and there could be some rain in the afternoon. So my kit reflects that. I've got a sort of quite medium weight base layer. I've got the standard jersey and shorts, wearing knee warmers and arm warmers, which I'm also going to take this nice gilet as well, which gives a bit of warmth, and also some toe covers and a cap. Now, I'm also got a load of food here that you can see. Now, the thing is, I'm not taking all this food. That would be loads of weight to carry up the mountain every time. My plan is to store a load of this food at the hotel we're staying at, which is the Hotel Fedora, which conveniently is located on the climb. So that's awesome because it means it can be my Everesting base camp, or as I like to call it, ammo dump. Other things I've got, the shoes, I've got the nice Casque Vellegro helmet, which is super light. I've got the Roka shades, probably the most important piece of equipment, the Wahoo bolt, key piece of kit, and make sure that's charged. Got the heart rate monitor as well to sort of help pace myself. Little things as well, running tubular tyres on the canyon. So I've got some sealant and a pump. If I do get a puncture that doesn't seal, I've got a spare set of wheels that are located in my ammo dump at the hotel. So I'll just come down and switch out the wheels. Also got some lights. The other thing I should point out quickly is I've also got a load of other kit over here. Kit that I don't think I'll need, But I might need things like big, heavy, waterproof jacket. Hope I don't need this. Spare set of socks and this, which is, if it does get really bad weather, this is like the new ASOS Miele jacket. Also got some suntan cream. And with regards to food, I've got a load of gels, some caffeine gels, some little caffeine bars from SIS. Also got a load of sort of cold pressed date bars. But I'm probably gonna grab some strudel or something along the way as well. There's lots of strudel stops on this climb, so be right. Just in the hotel room now, bedding down before the challenge tomorrow, and yeah, it's daunting, definitely. You know, I'm not a pro. I'm genetically unremarkable, distinctly average in the genetic stakes. I could depressingly probably take all the drugs in the world and still never be able to win the Tour de France. But I think this is a challenge that's all about mental strength. You know, I could never be as physically strong as a professional, but can I be as mentally strong? And I think this will, without a doubt, push me to that limit. But I'm definitely nervous. I mean, I'm more nervous than a tiny nun attending a penguin shoot.
It's about 6 AM right now. Still dark, the sun's not up, but hopefully the sun will be up when we finish the first rep, which will be nice. So I just want to get going and just, oh man. All right. See you down there.
Ollie, it's basically dog. Why do we have to start so early?
Well, it's all part of my ingenious pacing strategy.
Okay.
Well, the thing is we only have about 13 hours of daylight. And I think this is going to take me longer than 13 hours.
Have you thought of just riding faster so you don't have to do as many reps in the dark?
Oh, well, I think I'm going to be going as fast as I can, to be honest.
So another question.
Yeah?
Why have you chosen this climb? It feels like it has a lot of flat in it. Is it just because you wanted to be in the Hall of Fame and this was the last climb left?
Well, there's lots of climbs, but yeah, the negative against this climb is there is a middle section with quite a bit of flat.
Yeah.
So you've got aerodynamics to contend with,
Yeah.
Which is right, but it does have a lot going for it. The road surface is really good.
Yeah.
It's our hotel's on it,
That's a good point.
which is good. So that acts as base camp.
Yep.
And also, the descent is rapid, not very technical.
Yep.
There's loads, you know, there's not many turns on it, it's very straight. So I can do the descent very quickly. Because we can't really see it right now, but it is absolutely stunning. So, one of the bits of advice that all the Everest veterans I spoke to gave me was, when you do one of these things, try and get as much support on the road as you can. So, fortunately, I've got some world-class friends.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Well, I meant like in your cycling ability.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what I thought you meant. Yeah.
No, but it's not every day that you get a tow and domestiqued by a world champion.
Yeah, I'm only actually now Brompton world champion. Should have brought the Brompton, really. Mate, you're spinning so fast. You're actually making me feel like I'm in the wrong gear the whole time. What ratio have you got on that canyon?
I'm going full on Chris Froome gearing. So 34, 32. Just want to spin to win, you know?
Yeah.
Like, make life easy as possible.
Don't want to overtax your muscles.
Well, yeah, save the muscles and avoid grinding as much as possible. And
You always want to avoid grinding, I reckon, yeah.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of grinding. Feeling all right. Feels good. Still zone 2 heart rate, so it's going well.
I just feel like I really, really want a coffee.
People ask, like, why do an Everesting? There's lots of reasons. but that's got to be one of them. That's first rep. I feel good, pace is good. Just gonna keep cracking on now, so I'm gonna smash it down the descent. Just go as quick but as safe as I can. But the views, look at this! It's amazing! This is like paradise. All right, see you in a bit. Rep 2, I'm just trying to hold the same pace I did on rep 1, which is kind of like a zone 2 heart rate for me, and about 250 watts. So just stick to the pacing. Don't get too carried away. There's a long way to go. But I'm going to do my Peter Sagan impression, which is, for me, he's a very good climb. He's not too steep. I'm feeling all right, but when you get to the top section, the altitude is noticeable. And yeah, you know, about 2,100 meters. So it has an effect, but yeah, all good. I want to keep stopping and taking Instagram photos. That'll probably be my undo. Look at that! All right, gotta crack on though, otherwise it'll be dark.
Quick pit stop.
One croissant going to be enough?
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone eat a croissant in one mouthful. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely rank. Don't choke now, don't choke, that could ruin it. Ollie, I'm sorry I abandoned you for a few reps. So we did rep 1 together, and then you've done 8 since, and now you're on lap number 10 of the Valparola. How are you feeling?
Tired. I'm absolutely crawling. This is the hardest thing I've ever done.
No, you're not crawling, mate. You're pacing economically. And, well, you're almost there. It's only 2.5 to go now.
Yeah, this is true. I'm just home stretch now, but I don't think there's going to be a sprint finish, eh?
Really? Well, you're not racing anyone, so that's fine. I think you're going to make it. And it was supposed to be tough, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a challenge. And I have to say, you're not quite as cheerful as you were this morning.
Oh, man. Feeling like I'm just completely empty. I'm crawling, but like, I'll keep going. I won't stop. I mean, if I don't complete this, then I'll be excommunicated from Yorkshire. I'll never be able to return and show my face there again. So, I mean, not finishing it's not an option. All I'm thinking about right now is just
shower.
Well, more just like loads of gelato. And I think if you're going to do an Everesting, come to Italy, because it's the best place for the food afterwards.
Yeah.
Gelato, pasta, pizza.
Yeah, but you don't want anything sweet, do you? I always crave like salty, non-carbohydrate food.
Caramel gelato.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm going embarrassingly slowly now.
Just pacing, Ollie, just pacing.
Only 2 reps to go. I know I can do it. It's going to be really hard.
it's not gonna be pretty, but I know I can do it. I knew this challenge was gonna be hard, but I never imagined it was gonna be this hard. This is ridiculous. I'm finding this tough. This is like, it's easily the hardest thing I've ever done. Look at the state of this climb. It's outrageous.
Come on, dude!
Last one.
And then I'll feel good.
Yeah, I like you've got a sorry, you've got a runny nose. You'll be fine.
Oh God. I'm just about to start my last rep now, and I can't wait to finish. I think in about an hour I'll feel amazing. I've just got to get it done. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Do it for Yorkshire, lad! Yorkshire! Take them, tap!
Whew. I've completed it. 12 reps of the Valparola done. I'm absolutely spent about 9,200 meters of altitude in the end. And there's something quite romantic and poetic and very humbling about finishing such a mammoth task alone, in the dark, in the cold, up at the top here. But I mean, this is something that I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. I apologise about the lack of quality on this video right now. All my batteries are dead. But yeah, this has been epic. All right, I'm gonna ride down now in the dark because the guys have got beers waiting. So, all right, let's do it.
Hey, nice work, mate! Thank God, Passo. You're lifting off.
Oh, thanks, man.
Don't spill it.
Oh,
That
see
is
it
a
off in
big
one.
day, man.
You look remarkably happy when we saw you. I'm quite impressed.
That's the greatest pint in the world. I mean, it's not Tetley's, but it'll do. I feel, yeah, like, well, relief, really, for actually finishing it. But, yeah, big sense of achievement for doing that. It's the hardest ride I've ever done in my life, like, without a doubt. I think in general, like, for me, a large part of cycling is like setting yourself a challenge and achieving it. And whether that challenge is being in the Tour de France, winning the Tour de France, riding around the world, riding just 50 miles, and like set yourself a challenge and try and do it. I've set myself a ridiculous challenge today, but I have managed to do it, which is good. Right.
Good work, mate.
Thanks.
Enjoy that beer. Get you some dinner.
Yeah. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. It's been ridiculously hard. And if you have, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see a video about the equipment and about the bike I used to do this, which has been absolutely amazing, then click here.